Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Due Process League Season 2. I'm TH Pine, and with me is Baja. Say hi.
Howdy.
Hi, how are you? How do you? How do you? How do you doing? How are
I'm
you
doing
doing?
well. I
That's good to hear.
working out some of the butterflies, getting in the groove. Let's do this, man. I'm excited.
For sure. Awesome. Yeah, I'm excited too. This is the first weekend or the first week of the DPL Season 2. We have 4 matches for you today. And not today, this weekend. 2 matches today, 2 tomorrow. And the first one will be MAZER versus Team Flogel. So that's going to be an interesting match to start out. And later today we'll have. Damn it! I had it open. I forgot. I'm a dummy. Give me 1 second. Later today we have SPG versus Hyper in 2 hours from now, hopefully. And tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST we have Team Momentum versus BTG, and at 3 p.m. we have Fierce versus SH Esports. So that's the schedule for this weekend. And throughout, while this all is happening, there are also DPL Rivals matches played. Rivals is the lower league with way more teams, while the DPL, the Due Process League, has 8 teams right now. Just to give you a reminder of our new format, we have a split league format now with, an upper and a lower league, the DPL and the Rivals League. So, yeah, we're starting out. I think the first Rivals match actually happened already this week. So that's a thing that happened already. But now we'll see Flogel versus Mason. They're about to start, I think. So, Baha, do you know anything about these teams? I know you're fairly new in the scene,
Yes,
but you probably picked up some things, right?
absolutely. I'll have you know that my knowledge of like 90% of these people comes from browsing flex tapes, but I'll have you know that I've
Fair
played
enough.
games before. I'll have you know I've played games before Merida. Talented as hell player.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, Matter is one of the MVPs of Mazer, I'd say. Um, so that's definitely true. Yeah. So yeah, I just found what I was actually looking for. We had one rivals match was played this week already. That was Swinging on Them versus Green Office Gang, and Swinging on Them took it 7-3. So that's a good start for them, bringing them on the upper bracket. But we're here for a DPL for the main league, and the match has started. So we're gonna join and bring you to the
All right.
action any moment. So for Mesa, we have Smith, Roadrunner, Death or Murder, and Mace today. And for Team Flogels, Flogel, not Flogels, we have Flogel himself. And I just switched to the loading screen. So,
Yeah.
I guess I'll have to restart. I joined too early. We have Flogel, Tigaman, Boss Junior, Cuckoo, and a Ghetto.
Are you supposed to
So
join on the little loading screen or?
if actually, it seems to be working. Sometimes if you join too early, the game breaks the spectator mode.
Right.
But I made it in, so if you're loading in, you should be fine.
Yeah, I'm loading in right now.
Perfect. Okay, cool. So yeah, Macer was the team that, well, this is ex Bandidos, by the way, if you're not aware. They were called Bandidos before and were picked up by an organization, by Mazer. So they're Mazer now. They won the qualifier. They were the top team in the qualifier, so they're definitely the favorite here. With Flogels, I think Flogel either finished 7th or 8th. So they barely made it in. So this is they're definitely the underdog here, but they're still a good team. Like, let's not play them. Let's not downplay them. All these teams have made it through a qualifier with, what did we have? 24 teams, I believe, and this is the top 8. So all these teams are very much capable. And while Flogel is the underdog here, yeah, they certainly have a chance to win. By the way, for your information, Team Flogel is EU, and Mazer is, I believe, here Central or East, actually. I'm not sure, one of the two. And they're playing on a US East server. So a little bit of ping advantage for Mazer here, but should not be too bad. US East is playable from Europe. Okay, so we're in. First match, first round is on a C-Store map called Tusk Titan. And it seems like Mazer wants to do the storefront push and push. What is push? Storefront push, and Team Florida is actually predicting that they draw their X, like they could breach here exactly where the line from Mazer meets it. So we'll see if they also manage to defend against that. They're not 100% set on that, obviously. They also expect to push through storage and want to stop that with the barbed wire. But it seems like MAZER wants to take this map by force and just rushing storefront. So Flogel is spawning in, Team Flogel that is. I should differentiate. There's also the player Flogel in the match, which is a little bit confusing, only a little bit. And they're breaking all the glass in the freezer and are setting up. So one freezer, two storefront, one teller. So the storefront is very heavily defended, but Team MAZER is slow walking towards storefront, and they're gonna set up the wall charge there and breach. They have a Saber and a bunch of APs, so we'll see if that works out for them. Actually, Team Flogel is rotating to arcade. Well, I mean, they're probably all pretty close, and they're about to go, so please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Pion. And a quick start as the brawl charge is applied. Molly's going out. It is chaos here to start up the round. Flogel and Tigaman go down. Storefront is clear. Kuko making his way, gets cut off. Ghetto and Mace exchanging fire. It is all going down here. Kuko goes down, and just like that, it is over. Omerta secures the round. And much like the Perfect Circle song of the same name, we got a banger to open this game.
Oh yeah, that was a quick and fast round. Smith's rushing into storefront in the eastern part of the smartphone, taking out Tigerman and Bossa Jr. there immediately, bringing them in a good situation. While Roadrunner was actually rushing Teller, taking out Flogel himself there. So that was a strong push for MAZER, only losing 2 players, and yeah, securing the first round, using a wall charge, but securing the clacker, so they should be fine. They stole KR and Ingmar and secured their Saber, so they're fairly well equipped now. They also stole Molotov. We'll see if that gets any use. But yeah, that was a very, very fast and strong push. They slow walked, and Flogel was, I think Flogel was a little bit disoriented or confused. They were waiting for them, didn't hear anything, so slow walking. So they started rotating around, and we're not really prepared for the push they actually expected. So because they're like hesitated, will he come here? And in the end, that they were caught by surprise, and MAZER took the first round, getting them in a good position here to start out. Okay, so second round, Shield Falcon. It's a kill house map. Let's take a quick look. We have a checkpoint north, in the center north, which has a really, really short path to bomb if you have a wall charge, but wall charge has been used in the round before, so that's not an option. And Team Flogel actually has a line there. I think they like, this is not an impossible way, so they might have right. They will probably raise the line eventually. Yeah, there it goes. They just realized, no, wait, they used the wall charge. They're not coming here. They want to basically lock off the bomb room by putting 2 barbed wires in the 2 entrances to club, well, backstage and club, rather, because that's the only 2 ways in if they don't have a wall charge. So they can fortify, they can just lock down club and backstage, basically, if that's what they want to do. But it doesn't seem like that's the only thing they want to do, because they're also considering putting barbed wire into office. We'll see if that's a thing. Yeah, MAZER is about to do a split push through checkpoint and kitchen, with 2 people going hallway, brick house, backstage, and 3 people going kitchen directly into club. We'll see if that works out for them. Seems like Team Flogel is actually splitting up on the map. They're not all sitting in club. That's kind of what I expected here, to be honest. But they don't, so they will have a few people in MAZER's back, which could be interesting. 2 people sitting in office waiting for someone pushing through parking garage. And Tigerman is actually waiting for a brick house push. So we will see a few rotates into backstage, or if he will wait there in brick house for the two-man team pushing through hallway. Door charges off, and MAZER is on the go.
Shots exchange, nobody home as 2 make their way into parking garage and 3 make their way into office. Flogo goes down from the wall bang, exchanging wall bangs. Flogo goes down. Sorry, getting a little flustered here. Making their way into kitchen. And again, you see the well-oiled machine of MAZER really at work here as they make their way into brick house. Let's see what happens here. 2 stationed in backstage. We could see another firefight here.
Nice Molotov from Ghetto.
Absolutely shutting down that push on both sides. They are firing on all cylinders here.
Ghetto is kind of pinned, so getting shot from both sides.
Kuko goes down, and they make their way on a bomb. Take down Ghetto, and takes down Tigaman as well. Not just yet. Yeah, Teacher Man goes down, and that will secure the second round for Omerta.
Yeah, so that was interesting. Basically, the two what was it? Roadrunner and who were the two pushing north? Roadrunner and Mace, I believe. Yeah, Mace and Roadrunner were pushing. Were walking towards checkpoint, but then got shot from parking garage and decided to just enter through the garage and not go hallway. And they managed to take out Boss Jr. and Flogel very effectively here, actually making Boss Jr. actually team kill Flogel here, but that was basically baited by, I think, Omerta who pushed in. Not Omerta, Roadrunner who pushed in. And yeah, they basically pincered them through the wall. It was quite interesting. And then they made all their way over to Brick House. And they did not really got through Brick House into backstage, but since the other two team members were down already, it was only 3 people defending Club, and they could not get enough fire on the western door, which allowed the other 3 members of MAZER to push through there. And at that point, they were completely pincered in backstage and were taken out quite efficiently here. So another door charge used, but still 1 door charge to go. MAZER with a 2-0 lead so far. Very strong start. Again, well, actually, this one was not as aggressive, not as fast as the first round. They played a little bit more safe. They rushed into garage very, very quickly, but then they took their time to go from kitchen into club, and also took their time from to well, actually, they did not go through from what was it, the upper room into backstage. They actually waited for the other team to push in because they realized this is a bad spawn. We have bad angles here. Let's wait for the rest of our team. We have the numbers advantage, and they took advantage of that advantage and managed to secure the round. So round 3 now. We are in Fleeting Spider, the factory map of this set. It has a double office with a walled off. Oh wait, is that actually an outside rotation?
I think
what is
so.
this map? This is okay. This is interesting. This is very interesting. So you can walk over this catwalk between the 2 offices, which actually doesn't have a roof. So you can get sniped there from the UAV if you're not fast enough. And there is a staircase down there which doesn't really lead anywhere. So yeah, but I guess you can hide there.
Yeah, I think
maybe
that's what that's
an
for.
option. That's really, really, really interesting set piece. We'll see if it gets any use. In West Office is power, which is obviously valuable here. With East Office kind of giving you some sidelines and access to the catwalk, to dock, which leads to bomb basically. So that's important as well. The entrances are either dock on the south or the fan on the northern east, or service, the green door and service on the western side. And it seems like MAZER wants to, well, actually they circled all entries, so we'll see what they have. We will have to see what they do. Flogel is hiding below the staircase between the offices, and Tinkerman is running back and forth, getting eeped here by the UAV, but not going down yet. And it's a 3-2 push apparently again. So we'll see how it works out. They're setting up, and are good to go.
MAZER looking to lock down this win by Timothy Thatcher, but I don't think it's much of a stretch to say that they still have a chance of this fight as bomb charge goes out on 6.
Oh, actually, I cannot breach through dock now because I only have a door charge, so that's a small hole because of the recent balance change. But they managed to shoot open the fan. Wow.
And they are in. Flondo goes down, and they're making their way towards offices here. Mason Storage looking to make some noise over by servers. Kuko goes down, and they flash into servers, making their way in. Tigaman goes down. And now it's just about meeting in the middle, seeing what they're going to do here. Go for the defuse, trying to bait out Ghetto. Ghetto goes down, leaving Flondo with the auto shotty. Using a Molotov against Flondo, locking him down. There is nothing he can do about this.
What a nice Molotov.
Makes his way out, gets shot down, takes down Roadrunner though. And they will secure the round. And
he stopped the defuse, but only for a second there. Very, very nice use of a Molotov there from the attacker team, completely blocking out Flogel. That was well played. But yeah, they were also very aware of that map. Like they wanted to go through fan, and they could have just blown it, but they realized, wait, if we make a little peeking hole into dock, we can shoot the fan from inside and open up both sidelines, or well, open up the sideline and dock, additionally to opening up the fan. And that allowed them to yeah, also have someone sitting south on dock and maybe get some good sidelines. And yeah, they again, split pushed 3-2 seems to be a play they like to do. And I like seeing split push, so I'm happy about that. And it worked out perfectly. Again, MAZER showing a very, very strong first set here, going 3-0. But now the tables have turned. Flogel on the attack. We're back to Tusk Titan. And we'll see if Flogel will go for the wall charge push as well. They're at least considering it, judging by their drawings. And it seems like they actually want to eco, or they're still discussing plans. I'm not sure. They still have very conflicting lines here, so it's hard to make a judgment purely on that. It seems like MAZER is kind of expecting a push through Shed, which is quick access to power. Like there's not a long path to go. If you blow that red door and then flash Arcade, maybe with 2 flashbangs, you pretty easily can take that power switch without much, without the defenders being able to do much against it. So we'll see. Doesn't seem like that's what Flogel wants to do, though, but this is what MAZER is concerned about. They're also concerned about a bathroom push, but that's also not going to happen. It seems like Flogel settled down on the eco play and then a split push into bathroom and office, which, I mean, it eventually will give them access to power, but I'm not sure they're going to bait on. They're going to bring night vision here. We will see, I guess. MAZER is, one player in office and the rest in the southern part of the map. Well, one of them is walking. No, they're all south. They're all south. Bathroom, storefront, freezer. That's where they're set up. Kind of expecting a wall charge potentially. Just want to lock down the bomb room, obviously. But yeah, we will see an eco play through storage. Apparently, they don't stack up on flashbangs. Interestingly enough, they have some empty equipment slots. I think they have 6 flashbangs and 1 smoke, and they're slow walking. They're actually. What are they doing? They're sitting in storefront. They don't have a charge. Rather, they don't have a clacker, so I assume they don't have a charge either. They're just waiting there. I'm not sure. What? Well, they're splitting up again and are now rotating around the map. So I guess, Baja, it's your time. It's not really action yet, but something's going to happen soon.
You can pass the baton on that. Kick open storage door and Flash is coming in. Turns out you were on time. Shots are exchanged. And Death is stuck, but he makes his way out.
Taking minimum damage there.
Yes, making their way into bathroom. Flashes are out. Death looking to places a speedy barbed wire. That was a bit of a ballsy play there. As we are not really witnessing anybody moving just yet. Molotov going out on storefront. A1 Molotov so far by Flogel here as they make their way into office.
Kuko deleted Smith in storefront.
Making their way into arcade. Roadrunner goes down. He takes down Ghetto. More mollies going out. A lot of fire this round. Not sure how much that's going to leave them later on. Tinkerman makes his way onto site, gets stuck between 2 defenders. Kuko takes down Omerta. Flogel goes down as well, and that will secure the round for Flogel.
Yep, Kuko with the cleanup here, triple kill. Very, very well played by him. In general, a pretty decent push from Flogel here, I have to say, securing them the round. They wasted a lot of time at the start of the round. I'm not sure what that was about. Maybe I don't know. They just took their time. But eventually they all collapsed on storage and went from there and just managed to take firefights and win them, actually. So yeah, Roadrunner was in a good position to like get in their back and stuff, but he only managed to take out one before he was taken out, primarily because they shot Maze, who was sitting in freezer to support him. Very early, and so Roadrunner was basically 1v2 at that point, which makes it obviously really hard for a defender to pull that off. So in the end, Flogel taking the round with Kuko's triple kill here, picking up kills left and right very effectively, and that means they have still all the charges left, and we'll probably see a double charge play at one of the maps. So we're back at Shield Falcon. They have the wall charge yet, so still, so they could do the checkpoint hallway wall charge into club play, which seems really, really strong on this map, if you're asking me, because it's so easy to just lock down club and backstage on this map, and that just completely subverts that plan. Doesn't seem like we'll see if they do that. They're still debating their plan, obviously, drawing and erasing lines. But yeah, we'll see the two barbed wires from MAZER, the two obvious spawn location, not spawn, barbed wire locations cross out for them. So they're gonna lock down backstage and club for sure. Flogel is drawing a lot of lines for wallbang stuff, apparently. Seems like they want to go eco again. That doesn't make much sense. I expect them to bring at least one charge. That would be weird, leaving 3 charges for round 3. MAZER definitely concerned about wallbangs from hallway here and brick house. And maybe a wall charge, because as I said, they still have that and would be very strong in this map, in my opinion. But we'll find out if they actually do that. Seems like Flogel wants to maybe that's again erasing their lines. I would love to hear their team vibe actually. MAZER is spawning in, one player lurking in checkpoint, while the others are in backstage and club. Actually, we have an auto shotgun in kitchen. Very interesting. Oop, mid-map drone eep. I guess there's a hole in the roof somewhere. Yeah, Smith is protecting the kitchen door with his auto shotgun. Has a barbed wire, but not placed yet. So he's gonna play kitchen and then fall back and put the barbed wire down after he made it through. He's actually trying to wallbang through the door. Seems like Flogel wants to charge that door. So he's about right shooting that. Charge goes off, and they're going in.
And defenders bring in the firepower here with both the auto shotty and the mop as the attackers make their way into kitchen. Smoke goes out. And we see Kuko playing the long game here on the outside of parking garage. A lot of fire. Nothing really connecting just yet. As they're trying to look for a way in. Oh! They're a crater in the skull, courtesy of Mace, as they try to make their way on a bomb, but Mace has that locked down. A lot of wall bangs. Mace gets tagged up a little bit. Omerta still dedicated to that checkpoint.
Territory. Oh, he's aware.
Ronald and Omerta exchanging fire. Omerta goes down. Checkpoint is clear. They could be looking for a rotate here. A minute left on the clock. A lot of time to make up. As Flogel and Ghetto, Kuko goes down again, dropped like Nate Robinson as they make their way into hallway. See if T-Man is going to join them. Yeah, definitely realizing that kitchen push is not a good idea. T-Man picking up the saber.
Oh, wallbang through the wall with the shotgun.
Wallbang with the shotgun.
Oh, counter snipe.
Counter snipe. A lot of stuff going on. Auto shotty ringing out. Auto shotty goes down, making their way on the backstage. Flogel goes down. Ghetto last hope. And there's a defuse.
They got the bomb.
Def trying to make his way out of the bomb. Molly goes out.
He died to his own Molly.
He died to his own Molly as they make their way on the site, waiting for that guy down, and they will defuse. That round will go to Flogel.
What a round! What was that? Oh, amazing. I thought they took too much time. They pushed kitchen and realized there is not much. They cannot really push this any further because Mace has that line of sight, that sideline locked down with his mob.
Yeah, there was so much shit. There was so much shit going on there that I had to I couldn't keep up with it all. So
it was crazy.
Just an exciting round.
That was a very exciting round indeed. And then they realized, yeah, we have to go around. And very interestingly, they took their time and decided to swap players around. The player with the saber was moving into kitchen and eventually got the counter snipe kill on Mace, while Flogel Flogel was actually clearing out checkpoint, taking out a murder, and then moving on through hallway into kitchen, not kitchen. I again forget what room is on the upper west, and pushing into backstage, and then the smoke diffuse. Oh, I think by Tiggerman actually.
Just a lot of death. A lot of death.
Oh, and death with the Molotov trying to stop it, running into his own death. Oh, that was something.
For all we know, that could have been a sacrifice ritual on behalf of Omerta.
For sure. That was beautiful. Very, very exciting round, I have to say. A little bit slow to start because of all the wall banks going on, but then it got very exciting. Okay, that brings Flogel back into the game with a 2-3 score, and they still have 2 charges, one of them being the wall charge left over for Fleeting Spider, the factory map in this set. And this means they can actually access through dock, which was not possible for MAZER because they only had a door charge left, which is not, since the most recent balance patch, is not enough anymore to breach open dock. You can only make a little peeking hole similar to the one in the C-store shutters with it. So if you want to go through dock, you have to bring a wall charge, and it seems like that's what Flogel wants to do. So yeah, they're bringing a wall charge. I assume they will also do the same trick and shoot open the fan from south there. We'll see if they do that, but I would not be surprised if they also go for that play. MAZER is spreading out over the map, basically everywhere. Nobody is hiding in the little catwalk thing between the offices. They lost both their power weapons now, though, and we'll see. Do we see the mob? No, they did not pick up the mob, actually. Maybe it was out of bullets. But they bring the Saber again, and they're stolen Ingmar, so that's good. Black Tar AP into AB25s. Yeah, they're setting up on fan. I guess they're just going to breach it. They have to still... Oh, no, they still have 2 charges left, right? So there goes the breach, and they start going south.
Explosion goes off on fan. Kuko waiting patiently with that Saber. Got a Latin American standoff going on here. Kuko takes down Roadrunner. Molly on the fan. Not a lot that he could do there.
Yeah, Roadrunner was hiding in the truck.
Kuko goes down for courtesy of Omerta. And losing that Saber is going to be a heavy detriment to Flogel as they make their way into servers. Wall charge goes off. I was not expecting that. Flogel goes down. I don't think that was a very smart decision, but because that opens up a wide sight line for the attackers. The defenders, sorry. But they are making their way. Tiga Man goes down courtesy of Omerta. And now Ghetto on the shelving. I don't think they realize he's there. As Boss Shear trying to make his way into storage. We are at a standstill here.
Steph getting eeped.
Ghetto making his way onto the floor. I am lagging. We are back. Ghetto taking his time. Oh, trying to bait him out with the defuse. Oh, I didn't even notice the one in the truck. And Ghetto stuck out on his lonesome. Takes down Omerta. Trying to exchange fire with Death. Takes down him, and that will not happen as Mace takes him down.
Yeah, good timing by MAZER, getting there in the last second, securing the round after Ghetto made a pretty strong double kill here against 2 defenders.
I thought they was gonna pull him off there.
Yeah, I thought this is gonna be a triple kill for Ghetto here for a second, but then Mace came around the corner and took it. So yeah, again, a very interesting round. Flogel taking it a little bit slower. That wall charge was a very interesting play. I did not expect that. And I'm not sure if it did them much good, to be honest, but they picked up some nice kills, especially the early kill with the Saber on whoever was in the truck. South gave them a lot of control over the map, because this meant that they were not aware of Ghetto coming that way eventually. So that was very important, but in the end, it was not quite enough. A very, very coordinated defense by MAZER, playing it very, very slow, and did not start to run around like headless chickens or whatever, and just took their time and waited for them to push, and took advantage of the many, many angles you're facing when you're pushing into factory. And yeah, Mace took advantage of that, shooting from the truck with this LS-45, taking out the first one, and then rushing over to take out Ghetto in the end. So now MAZER on the attack again. We're in the second set, so 3 new maps. We're starting on C-Store again. Release Ultra, that's an interesting name. Release Ultra with a Skylight map. However, this Skylight is not actually a free access. You have to wall charge into Shed to get on the staircase, to run on the roof, and then jump into storefront, which drops you directly onto Bomb. So that's an interesting set piece. We'll see if the attackers Flogel again, actually. Did I say Mazer is on attack again? No, it's obviously Flogel again, because this is how our ranked match system works, right? You swap the sides there, or the order of the sides in the second set. Second
And
half.
you get new maps.
And you get new maps, correct. This is a new map. And yeah, it seems like they don't want to go there. It seems like they are considering a wall charge into storefront instead, and maybe split push through office. Mazer expects or wants to lock down office because they really expect them to come through there, but wires placed in the doorways. And is that a wall charge? That is a wall charge. So seems like the wall charge play through storefront. They start walking very, very slowly, still picking up equipment in the truck. So yeah, but they're moving out.
Door kicked open on office. Shots are exchanged down the long haul. Nobody connected just yet. Flogel taking it slow, trying to sneak up. He could get a wall charge kill if he finds the right positioning.
Oh yeah.
Wall charge goes out. They were not ready. Flogel goes down. Roadrunner goes down as they make their way out of sight. Flash and Freezer. Flashes deep into Freezer. Mace and Def go down courtesy of Kuko. Double kill here. Smoke goes out on Freezer, trying to shut down. Goes for the defuse. Omerta goes down. Spit all on his lonesome, runs into the wall. But now he's trying to communicate with Bossier here. He goes down, and he takes him out. What? I don't know what's going on.
How did Boss and Smith miss each other? They circled around the teller thingy in the center and just completely missed each other. That was really weird. Yeah, the wall charge barely missed the death there, and Roadrunner actually. And yeah, Flogel pushed in, and while Def and Roadrunner were not expecting that Omerta was actually waiting for it, or was actually ready for it. He was sitting in Freezer, took the shot, and took out Flogel, who was rushing in storefront on his own before he could take out Omerta's teammates. But the rest of Team Flogel pushed in after that, and that worked out fairly well for them, especially with, I think it was, no, it was not TMN. Whoever it was on office, split pushing from there, putting a lot of pressure from different angles on Team Mazer here. And that brings us to a 3-4. This is definitely a fairly close match, considering we're basically talking top and bottom team of the upper league here. But as I mentioned at the start, all these 8 teams in DPL have qualified in our 24 teams qualifier. So this is actually, all these teams are very capable, and that's what we're seeing here, a very close match, even though Mazer is considered the favorite here. And Flogel, they're the underdog for sure. But yeah, it's 3-4, and Flogel starting the second half very, very strong. So we'll see if they can keep up the momentum on Fox Lion. And this is the Killers map. Go on.
And I feel like Flogel needed those 3 losses in the first set to really just kick us in the high gear. Because so far they have dominated the second set and looking to do so in the second half as well. So let's see what happens here.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've won 3 out of 4 rounds now since the second set, so very strong. And yeah, they got steamrolled in the first 3 rounds, but they did not give up at that point. Quite the opposite. And now they're going very, very strong. And it seems like they want to go for a club garage split push, 3 people club, 2 people garage. But that's actually what Mazer is expecting. So this could play out well for Mazer. We will find out. Oh, they're raising lines. Okay, they're raising lines, but they're redrawing them. So plan didn't change. Someone wanted just wanted it to make it to look a little nicer. On
Professionals have standards, Pion.
for sure. Drawing standards. Those lines have to be very, very straight. Office is the bomb location on this map, being in the north of the arena. Accessible either through Brick House or through Backstage. So yeah, Club gives you fairly quick access to it, but it's going to be hard to fight through Club into Backstage, into Office. A lot of angles for the defenders to hold. There's one of them with the long-range gun sitting next to one Maze with the mob, actually. So yeah, this is a really deadly sideline. I think he can actually probably watch up until into garage from there. So that's really, really crazy. I'm not sure, maybe not because of the stage. He might not only be able to look on the stage. I'm not sure. He might see some pixels from the garage door. But what was that?
Frag goes out. Yeah, that was a frag.
Okay, interesting. Well, they're pushing in.
Flash goes out and they're making their way into parking garage here. Maybe they're trying to just make some noise over by club.
They're saving the door charge. They're shooting open the door from the inside. Or
They're shooting open the door from the inside. And now they make their way in. Brilliant plays as Omerta goes down, and that leaves the other half of the map completely empty as Smith goes down, and that leaves the 3 defenders on bomb. Wallbang by Roadrunner. Def goes down as well, leaving Mace with the op on Office. We know he's lethal with that mop, but let's see how they interact here as we are at a standstill. Shots are exchanged, nobody home. Roadrunner looking for another wallbang. Molly goes out. Just waiting for that opening, waiting for that chance to get in there. But Mace is right there with that mop. Got a round ready, just in case he hits that opening. Shot rings out, nobody home.
And now they could be getting equipment.
They could be lacting their shoulders a little bit. They got 45 seconds. They're right there.
Yeah, Ghetto coming back with the KR and two flashbangs, so they're ready to go now.
Flash goes out. They're pushing onto bomb. Roadrunner in the cubby takes down Kuko, leaving Ghetto and Roadrunner on his Rosa. Trying to bait out the defuse. Roadrunner makes his way onto site. He's empty. Ghetto trying to shoot him out. They're exchanging shots. Roadrunner goes down, and that will secure the set for Ghetto.
Oh wow, Ghetto being on the diffuser for a very, very long time. I thought Roadrunner gets this kill for sure. That was a very interesting play by MAZER there. They realized Flogel is grabbing equipment. They're gonna come back with lots of flashbangs. Let's actually retreat from Office and go into the little room on the south and into Brick House. And that actually worked for them almost. They flashed Bomb Room. I think double flashed it actually even, and those flashes were wasted, and they managed to trade one more player off before they were taken out. Unfortunately, Maze was super low in HP, so he was taken out before he could take a kill. But yeah, Roadrunner almost securing the round for them. That was really, really close. But Ghetto in the end, finishing it off and securing the round for Vogels, bringing it to 4-4.
Another thing, Ghetto, I'm surprised how long Ghetto stayed on that defuse. He was just balls deep in that thing, trying to bait him out. But apparently... It worked apparently.
He would be dead. He would die to Roadrunner, but no. He looked up in the last millisecond before Roadrunner showed up and managed to not die to him somehow, and then they circled around the bomb before Ghetto taking Roadrunner out eventually. So 4-4, exciting match. We're on Orange Tempest, the factory map of the second half. And yeah, that was a very interesting play by Flogel. Actually, I want to come back to that really quick. They saved the door charge by opening up the red door from the inside with the shotgun. They had to open another door to do that first though. So that was a very interesting play, very well spotted from them.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, that was clever. That was very, very clever. Noticing these spots, yeah, takes a lot of awareness for sure. So now we're on the factory map. Seems like you want to throw some flashbangs and stuff through the windows in Toxic and then probably rush into Toxic from Fan. I would expect that seems like they want to do, maybe. We'll see. That might be the play. MAZER again lost them up. It did them well. I think MAZER picked up 2 kills. Mace picked up 2 kills from MAZER. That's a little confusing. Flogel on Team Flogel and Mace on Team MAZER. Anyway, so they don't have the mob anymore. I think they still have the auto shotgun on their side. Seems like that's playing in storage, if I'm reading that correctly. Yeah, that's a murder with the auto shotgun in storage. But yeah, they don't have the mob for factory, which is unfortunate for them. And Team Flogel, yeah, they still have two door charges, I believe. So it seems like they want to open the sideline probably entering through South Office and Fan, because we have 2 offices again. And Ghetto is sitting north of Toxic, waiting to throw some flashbangs and frag grenades into Toxic, while Flogel and Kuku will push in. Kuku with the Saber, waiting on Fan for the other team to set up, and they're going to double charge in 3, 2, 1.
Perfect timing as they make their way into Office. Trying to take out Smith. Smith getting wallbanged, but nobody home. Molly goes out on South Office. Omerta looking to leave right underneath the shelving for when they push into Fan. Flashes go out and they make their way into South Office. Omerta takes down Flogel, getting tagged by the UAV a little bit. Raining down shots. Omerta goes down. Def looking to pick up the trade there. Tiedemann goes down. And now Ghetto making his way into Toxic takes down Death. Leaving 2 defenders, 2 attackers. Flash goes out. Ghetto approaches Roadrunner. There's a trade! Leaving Mace all on his lonesome with the shotgun. To be looking at the drop down here. Mace makes his way on the shelving. Kuto fires off. And he's cornered. He goes down. And that will secure the first round of the set for Floggle.
That brings Floggle in the lead. 5-4. Finishing out the set in their advantage again. So very, very strong. Mace being a terrible position there in the end, getting completely pincer. I think Ghetto was the MVP here, actually. It looked really bad for them for a second. Then Death team killed a murder, unfortunately. But Ghetto came in from behind, taking out Death. Yeah, Omerta did a very strong play at the start on Fan with the auto shotgun, but it was not quite enough in the end. And now we have them sitting on bomb. This is the third map of the set, right? Why are they not defusing?
There we go.
That's I hope that was a mistake and they just realized it, because if not, that was kind of BM. But well, we're going in the second set of the second half, so the last set of the match, if I'm not counting wrong. No, this is correct. Third set finished. Final set starts in 0 seconds. I'm a little proud of my timing with the double charge. That was completely gut feeling.
Absolutely.
It worked out. It worked out quite perfectly. So yeah, so now it's time for Mazer to show what they got. They played way stronger on attack so far. They won all their attack rounds so far, which were the first 3 rounds of the game. And now they have their chance again. If they do that again, or actually if they win 2 of those last rounds, they still win the match. This is far from over. Flogel in the lead here, but they still have to secure 2 rounds. It comes down to the last set, best of 3, with Flogel on the defense and Mazer on the offense. And we're back to release Ultra. Maybe we see some Skylight play this time, but it doesn't look like it. It seems like Flogel wants to go through Freezer, pushing into Storefront, which is a good play considering Omerta's positioning last set, where he was sitting in Freezer taking out Flogel, the player, not the team, who was pushing into Storefront. But they just changed plan. Apparently they want to go Storefront as well. Wait, I messed up the names. Mesa wants to push through Freezer, but I guess they changed their plan now and actually want to push through Storefront as well, similar to what Flogel did in the first set. Well, third set rather. Yeah, we will see. Flogel is actually preparing for a Skylight drop with double barbed wire next to the bomb. So that's interesting. Actually, what I like about this map is the teller room. It is connected to arcade and it's basically the centerpiece here, connecting Storefront to arcade, which is then connected to storage and freezer. So teller is actually a very important area, especially considering that it has the teller button, which opens up the Storefront shutters. I mean, you can access either through office storage arcade into teller, or you go freezer arcade into teller. Both not terrible pathways, to be honest, considering that most defenders will sit in Storefront, freezer, bathroom, teller probably. Those are definitely routes you can consider taking. It's not impossible to go that way, but it doesn't seem like that's what's doesn't seem as this is. It doesn't seem like that is what is going to happen in this round. Instead, Mazer is preparing for the wall charge into Storefront with Roadrunner on office. Very, very similar to what Flogel did, but Team Flogel actually very different positioning. All of them in storage, arcade, and teller here, completely leaving open Storefront and freezer and bathroom office. So we'll see if that works out for them. Mazer is getting in position with the wall charge. Roadrunner is pushing into storage, exchanging first shots.
And it appears Flogel is relishing in the fact that they aren't being squashed as Omerta and company make their way onto Storefront, heavily barbed up. Frag goes out, that tags Flogel a fair bit. Flogel goes down courtesy of Mace with the Black Tar. Smith makes his way into Freezer, takes down Ghetto. Tiedemann looking to approach Smith, but Storefront is cleared out except for those 2 in teller. See where they meet in the middle here. Roadrunner getting ballsy here, trying to bait out a pick. Kudo goes down. Smith goes down as well. Nice trade there. And we are at a standstill. Nobody wants to make a move just yet. Roadrunner makes his way into tellers, looking to clear that out. Molly goes out. They took their own Molly and used it against them.
Yeah, that was
Roadrunner
weird.
wants to make his way into Tiga Man. Surprisingly, no defuse just yet. And just as I say that, Def approaches for the defuse.
Boston Jr. going all the way around.
Def is dead as Roadrunner takes out Tiga Man. Bosse Jr. only one left. Roadrunner. Mace takes him down, and that will even things out for Omerta.
Oh, that Roadrunner got a kill with a shotgun through the teller hole on Kuko. That was interesting, very interesting. That played out for him quite well. So yeah, Team Flogel decided to leave Storefront open, and that kind of worked for them almost until towards the end where they were taken out. But Mazer could secure Storefront, but there were so many angles on bomb and so much barbed wire that it didn't really help them. They were kind of stuck in Storefront and could not really force to defuse, and they had to first rush into Teller and control Teller and Freezer. And when they eventually managed to do that, they could secure the round for them. But
I love how the second that Flogel acknowledges the fact that they're not being squashed, they lose after the hot streak they had.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we'll see. It's as you just said, it's tied now, 5-5. It comes down to the last 2 rounds, and this is the first one of these. Back to the kill house map. We'll see. I mean, Mazer used the wall charge. They still have 2 door charges to go. We'll see if they do something similar to what Flogel did. So we will see. We'll see. We'll find out very soon. Team Flogel did not use a mob or an auto shotgun, so they still have their power weapons available. I assume they're going to use them now. Well, we'll find out. Seems like Mazer wants to go through parking garage. They're concerned about a mob play from backstage, apparently, while Flogel wants to set up like double defense in Brickhouse Kitchen, covering each other's back. It's a good positioning, I'd say, covering entry from south and from north. And that leaves only Club open. And Club is going to be a hard push because you have the stage will be barbed wired off, and it's going to be hard to push in there. We will see how this plays out. As I said, it comes down to these 2 last rounds. And remember, this is a best of 2. So, best of 2, quote unquote. Like, we're playing double round robin, so we're playing 2 matches tonight. So first this one and then another one. And if one team secures both games, they win the match and gain 3 points. If they win one and tie one match, they gain 2 points. And, if it's a tie, both teams get 1 point. So that's how our scoring system works. So both rounds or both games are important for sure. So even if, whoever wins this game still should still consider trying hard in the second game for sure. So we don't see the mob, but we see the auto shotgun on Flogel, and Mazer actually running fairly fast south. I think they want to do the same play, going for the door breach from inside. They're going in, Maze with the shotgun, but nobody is there actually. It is open.
Making their way in, flashes go out. Omerta and Molly, and they are bottlenecked up there. Def with nowhere to go. Makes his way outside unscathed. 2 in Club. Mace. Flogel goes down. Molly goes out. Mace runs through the Molly and gets the pick on Tiga Man. Mace and Roadrunner stuck it backstage. Wallbang by Ghetto. Leaving Roadrunner and Def as the last 2 for Macius. Def takes down Boss Jr. And now Roadrunner and Def on different sides of the map, trying to find a way in. Let's see who makes the move first. Def and Kuko. Ghetto and Kuko seem stationed where they are. They can lock this place down. Flash goes out, right on top of Kuko. Def and Roadrunner make their way in. Def goes down. Roadrunner takes down Ghetto, and that will secure the second to last round for Mazer.
Revenge for last bet actually, where Ghetto took out Roadrunner in the end to secure the round. This time it was Roadrunner. I was about to say Flogel had this completely locked down, but then who was it? Def actually managed to get past Bose Jr. and got in his back or in his side and took him out there. They had this completely locked down, 2 people sitting in a bomb room, Bose Jr. covering Brick House. But as I said, Def somehow got around his line of sight and took him out. And then all of a sudden, the 2 players from Team Flogel were pincered in office, and that made it really hard for them to defend. Roadrunner picking up some last-second equipment and now defused the bomb. And yeah, it's 6-5. This will either be, well, I mean, MAZER cannot lose this game anymore, so that's good for them. They either go in the second game with 1-win advantage, or we start out with a tie, because that's the thing that can happen in this game. We will find out. So Flogel, but as I just explained with the point system, Flogel definitely has definitely wants to win this last round. If they tie this, they have the chance of actually winning the best of 2, getting 2 points, or if they tie the second match game as well. Obviously, the match is tied, gaining both teams 1 point. So this last round is actually very, very important. Basically, at least 1 point, 1 total point for both teams, if not 2. So we will find out what happens here in this last round. We're back to Orange Tempest, and if I
Sounds
did
like a Mountain Dew flavor.
For sure. If I did count correctly, MAZER still has a door charge left, and Team Flogel should still have the mob left. MAZER did not pick up the auto shotgun, so that's out of the game. We get some nice drawings here on the map. What is that?
The tactical Peter Griffin
character. Oh no, Peter Griffin. Yeah, you're right. It's not Simpsons. And yeah. They're behind 5-6 last round of the game, and they have the nerves to draw a nice Peter Griffin on it.
Again, the tactical Peter Griffin always wins.
I guess they have their plan completely decided already. We will find out. Seems like I want to wire off the door between Toxic and Storage. Have someone sit on bomb. And yeah, that's it for their drawings, except for Peter Griffin. So their plan is Peter Griffin for sure. MAZER is gonna go through the fan apparently, so that's where their door charge is gonna go. I wonder if we'll see a split push again. That was the thing they did 2 times in the very first set of the game. We'll see if they go back to that. They have actually a lot of lines drawn on office, so maybe they go office. I don't know. Their drawings are on fan though. I mean, what they could do potentially is they reach into office, go in the catwalk between the 2 offices, and shoot open fan from there. That's a possibility. We'll see if that's what they do. They have the Saber and the Black Dart, a shotgun into 2 AP-25s, and they go with it. Cuckoo with the mob sitting south, next to the southern office, and that was an outside frag. I'm not sure what that was.
Maybe they're trying to like clip it into the wall or something like that.
Maybe they try to throw it. There's the first kill though. Bose Jr. taking out Mace. Fan is blown.
Pushing into fan. Smoke goes out on the bottom there. Very smart decision in case they have a shotgun there. Wait a minute. Bosture goes down. Omerta goes down as well. The pendulum of power shifting. Ghetto and Roadrunner exchanging shots. Roadrunner goes down. Smith and Def caught out with nowhere to go as they make their way in. 2 smokes go out.
They're out of flashbangs though, and now it's all long angles.
I'm not sure there's much the TD Man can do with that shotgun, but Omerta with the Legros in Toxic could be waiting for them to push in. Smith is pushing in. Def has locked TD Man down as Smith looks to be going wide here. Ghetto right there, just waiting for the moment to strike. What a tense way to end the first game, as Def looks to approach Ghetto. And again, this is the deciding factor, so you know that they're just taking their time here, trying to think out every move, every step. Man could be looking for an opening here. I think he's just waiting for them to defuse the bomb before he does anything. Ghetto isn't doing anything. Ghetto making his way out of Toxic. Gets the wall bang! Calculated there as Man throws out a molly.
Smith running out of time. 5 seconds.
Smith is running out of time. Ghetto is right there. Could be looking for seconds here. He'll be going to the wall bang. Wall bang takes him down, and there will be a tie.
Tie Flogel ties it. Oh my god. What a match. I did not expect that. I mentioned at the beginning, Flogel being the underdog here, and I really expected MAZER taking this out. They had such a strong performance throughout the qualifier, being extremely dominant, but Flogel barely made it in, but they managed to tie the first game here with very, very well played rounds, I have to say. I especially, well, both on defense and offense played very strong. MAZER obviously played very strong as well. They tied, but Flogel played over expectation, is what I'm trying to point out here. I have to mention.
Yeah, I was wholeheartedly.
I wonder if anyone of you noticed. I guess you didn't. I probably most viewers didn't notice either. Smith did a really, really cheeky thing. It's not against the rules, but if we would have considered that before writing the rules, it might have made it in, actually. I'm not sure. I'm a little conflicted on that. So what happened, Smith noticed, or one of Team MAZER noticed, that the truck is faced towards the factory windows. So Smith was standing in the truck, picking up flashbangs, throwing them from inside the truck through the factory windows, running back to the wall, getting more flashbangs, and continued throwing them in. That was ridiculous.
Insane.
I never saw that before. Very, very clever. Very well played. Was not quite enough in the end, but that was an insane strategy I've never encountered before. So that was something. Woo! Wow. What a first game. So we're going to have a short break before the second game. Are there any last thoughts you want to throw out before we go into a short intermission, Baja?
Not really, you know, just I was expecting Flawed would get absolutely crushed because MAZER has some of the best players in the league. They were coming off one hell of a season last year, and yet Flawed just took them to the limit and to that tie finish. But let's see what they do here in the second game now that they've gotten the feeling out process out of the way.
Absolutely. So yeah, we're going to be back with the second game. Actually, I'm going to take the time to really, really shortly summarize our season format. So the DPL, Dupress League, the upper league is 8 teams, the top 8 teams from the qualifier, playing against each other over 7 rounds of round robin, played over 7 weeks. It's double round robin though, so not really. It's every match is a best of 2, quote unquote. So every match consists of 2 games. And as I mentioned earlier, you get 3 points for winning both games, 2 points for winning one and tying one, and 1 point for both teams if they tie. So that's our round robin system. And at the end of the season, the top 4 teams from this round robin will go into a playoff double elimination, if I'm not completely mistaken. So yeah, this is the first week. This is the first game, the first game of the first match done. We're going to be back with the second game in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
I changed, started acting strange, had my life in my own hands. Meanwhile, I was wasting time, thinking things were fine, but you had other plans. Behind your weak disguise, all the worthless lies, it was wrong and now I know. Don't think that I won't try, this is not goodbye.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going into the second game of the first match of the first week of the second season of DPL. That was a lot of numbers. So we're back with Team Flogel versus MAZER, the first two contestants of the DPL, going face-to-face today in this season. And, well, the first game actually tied. It was very, very close. But Team Flogel, being the underdog here, performed over expectation and got a tie out of MAZER, the strongest team during the qualifier and the absolute favorite here for sure. So that was a very, very interesting upset. A lot of exciting moments and situations. And yeah, speaking of ties, I wanted to go into that a little bit deeper, explaining our format again. So yeah, as I just mentioned earlier, we are playing a best of two. Every match will be not best of two. Well, every match will be 2 games. Every match will be 2 games. If one team wins both games, they gain 3 points. If they win 1 game and tie 1 game, they gain 2 points. If they somehow tie the full match, so either both games tied or 1 win, 1 lose, both teams gain 1 point. So they can tie the match. Those points will accumulate over 7 weeks of round robin against the other 7 teams. And at the end of week 7, we'll have a leaderboard. And whoever is in the top 4 of that leaderboard will make it to the playoffs. If there are 2 teams that are tied in points after week 7, I believe we have a second tiebreaker that just doesn't spring to my mind. Head-to-head, I believe. It should be. So yeah, if 2 teams are tied and they're also tied, if 2 teams are tied, the tiebreaker will be their head-to-head score. So whoever won their match during the season. And if that was a tie as well, they will play another tiebreaker match in week 8. We have 1 week reserved for that. And then we're good for the playoffs. So that's how it goes. And after the playoffs, there will be the relegation. The bottom 3 teams of DPL will have to face against the top 3 teams from the Rivals League. And if they lose, they're losing their spot in the DPL for Season 3. But Baja, I believe you're here. I didn't really say hello to you since we're back.
Yeah. Well,
Sorry,
I'm here. Yeah.
Going into the monologue. So yeah, Baja is here with me. I'm TH Pine, and we're already into the second game here. Remember, the first one was a tie, so it all comes down to this one. Will this be 2 points for one of the teams or 1 point for both of the teams? We will find out, and we're start with MAZER on the attack again, this time on quarterback Fallen, starting with Killhouse first. And this is a big one with a huge lumberyard in the north and a very, very cramped kitchen in the south where the bomb is located. With a possible wall charge spot, but you have to get into hallways somehow, maybe through office. That would be an option. But the shorter path is the one through backstage, the red door, and that seems where MAZER wants to go, going through the red door, through backstage, directly into kitchen, putting pressure on the bomb, having someone on the window in Brickhouse to get some angles there. I'm sorry. But it's also what Team Flogel expects. They have lines drawn around that door. They want to barbed wire the entry into kitchen, and they want to sit around club as well, which will give them some sidelines on whoever is breaching through the red door. So actually this red door spot is actually kind of hard to push into, I'd say. Someone can be come from hallway into the northern part of backstage or just sit in backstage. Someone can be in club and get in from behind you basically, and you have to worry about people sitting in kitchen wall banging you. So this is actually a hard room to take, but it's small, so flashbangs could do the trick, and it seems like they want to throw a lot of those. So this might be the plan here. We will see if that works out for them. They're moving in, and yeah, Flogel is prepared for that kind of cuckoo sitting with the mob and lumberyard completely out of position, but the rest of the team is waiting for it, breaching, and they're going in.
All gas, no brakes as they make their way in the backstage. Flash is going out, Molly's going out, looking for a push in the lumberyard to pick those 2 there. He doesn't see it, TJ Man's behind them. TJ Man goes down. Wallbangs by Omerta through the wall. And they're just caught out in the open. Smith goes down, Flogel goes down. Mace on the outside trying to make some noise as Omerta and company meet back in the middle, making their way on the site. Roadrunner changes shots, flashes go out. Boss Jerk goes down. Kuko made the way around. He goes down, and that will secure the first round for MAZER.
Okay, Flogel completely got caught off guard here. They were completely panicking. Tiggerman throwing his Molotov that he had prepped on the ground instead of putting it back into his pocket, running to his teammate Kuko in Lumberyard, and they both start running away while Smith is behind them, taking out one of them. Then Kuko somehow dropped his mob somewhere, I don't know, and was just rushing into kitchen in the end with a pistol only. Well, the team was wide. MAZER taking the really aggressive approach here, pushing into backstage with full force, flashing left and right, pushing Team Flogel back and just taking the round very quick and very smooth, bringing them in a good position. So they still have 2 charges, 2 clackers left. They're good to go. Oh no, he dropped the mob on purpose. They dropped it on purpose. I just realized while Getter was baiting, well, not baiting, was like taunting them in chat. Kuko dropped the mob on purpose because he didn't want to give it to them. So he dropped it and then decided to go for the suicide or kamikaze play, rushing them with a pistol so they can pick up the mob because they will not find it. So that was actually clever or not panicky. I have to take that back.
Absolutely.
In the end, it did not help them for this round anyway. But at least MAZER is not in control of the mob now, which was completely out of position for the whole round. So that did not go well for Flogel at all. We'll see if they can do better in the second round. MAZER has the opportunity this time to jump through the roof in Chrome Keeper. Skylight map or C-Store map with the skylight accessible through a free staircase, so no charges required, and it seems like that's what they want to do. Alternatively, they could go through shed into arcade with the door charge, or door charge into bathroom, or obviously the wall charge into storefront. But it seems like they're deciding for the eco play, which leaves them with the door and the wall charge for factory, which could be very valuable considering that dogs are wall charge only now. Well, to get through them. You can make a peeking hole with the door charge. So this teller room is actually, in general, this map is kind of interesting. Skylight gets you storefront, but that's not where the bomb is. The bomb is northern in storage, and the teller is in between the 2 rooms with 2 doors facing the 2 other rooms. So interesting positioning here, and it seems like MAZER wants to go through teller and also split through freezer into bathroom, and then pins the storage probably. So we'll see if that works out for them. Flogel definitely expects the skylight drop there, positioning themselves in arcade and freezer to get it to set up a crossfire, and putting barbed wire into arcade to stop their secondary or stop this route. But that's not where MAZER wants to go, so that's probably not going to do much except slowing down their rotation. But yeah, Flogel and Boss Jr. are in position for the crossfire, and we'll see if it works out for them while MAZER is getting on the roof.
Making their way onto the roof here. Takes down Flogel. Molotov goes out on the floor. 2 Molotovs go out on the floor.
They got in, though, taking power.
They got in. Smokes out on arcade. They clear out tellers. Door right there. They shoot open the door. Last minute barbed wire in bathroom. Frag goes out. That takes out the barbed wire and tacks up some of the members of Flogel. Mace makes his way in. Caught between three defenders. He goes down. And now that leaves the 3 in bathroom. They're pushing in. Takes down Kuko. Def takes down Tiga Man. Frag goes out, takes out Ghetto with the frag right behind him. And that leaves Bosture all on his lonesome as they go for the defuse here. Flash goes out on Bosture. There's nothing he can do about this. It is locked out. Tries to go for a shot, misses. Bosture goes down, and that will secure the second round for Omerta.
Mace almost threw this. He rushed into with flashbang and shotgun to storage, and I think missed 3 shotgun shots there, and was then taken out by one of the Flogel members. But the rest of his team was able to actually get through the little, the small space in storage, even though there were 2 shotgunners waiting behind the shelves. One of them actually having an auto shotgun. But yeah, they managed to get in there quite effectively with a lot of flashbangs. Obviously, the early kill helped. The Molotovs did not really stop them, and that forced Flogel to get in this cramped position, which eventually was their demise. And that, again, a very strong start for MAZER, but that's the same we saw in the first game. They actually started 3-0, and then Flogel was coming back and tying the match in the end. We will see if we see that same thing happening again. We're going in round 3, Magnanimous Leopard, a huge factory map with the big office in the as the centerpiece of this
Big
map,
name too.
overlooking. Say that again.
Big name too.
Big name, yeah, true. Office is overlooking the northern and the southern part of the map. Very interesting. Only one way in and out, though. Well, actually two, considering there are also the shelving. So this shelving is actually really interesting, reaching all the way from office to fan in the southwestern corner. So that's another way in and out of office. The other one being storage, which is the red door entry, which is going to be about wired off. Seems like Team Flogel is MAZER is expecting Team Flogel to be in the northern part of the map mainly. We will see what they do with that. It seems like they want to have someone on the toxic window, taking some angles, probably positioning someone on fan as well, and the rest going through dock. That seems like the play. Bump is in shelving though, so you can try to completely secure the northern part of the map, but the bomb is in the southern part. So, I mean, you can hold the bomb from office, so it's not too bad. But yeah, we actually have one Flogel member playing south. I actually have two on shelving right now. I think they're just placing about wire though. I don't expect them to stay there. Well, maybe. Seems like they're getting... No, they're waiting there. They want to play there. At least Flogel wants to. Get a place about wire. They don't have the mob anymore, don't they? Yeah, they used that already, and they also use a auto shotgun, so they don't have any power weapons anymore. And Team MAZER is on the go.
Mace, much like the WWE superstar of the same name, looking to shut it down at the end of the set. But let's see if Flogel can get their retribution. Could be looking for a push onto Doc here. Wall charge supplied. Omerta blows it, and here we go. Smokes out right on the bomb. A1 smokes here.
Molotov blocking the push now.
Kuto rings out shots. They're making their way onto shelving from fan. Flogel right there with the Igmar, but he goes down. Kuto trying to make his way back. Ghetto goes down. Tiga Man stuck out on his lonesome. Gets taken down by Mace. Here we go, making their way on a bomb. They are clear. They can defuse right now if they wanted to. But they take down Kuko, and he takes down Frosture as well for the double kill. And that will secure the set for MAZER.
Clean sweep. No losses on MAZER. That was a strong push. I don't even know what to say, honestly. They just got completely... Flogel just got completely steamrolled here. There was nothing they could do. MAZER just pushing in from two directions.
That's just mauling himself.
Yeah. I mean, it's the end of the set.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, this is how the first game started, and it ended in a tie. So we'll see if Team Flogel can make that miracle happen again. We'll see. They're on the attack now. We're going back to the C-Star map. To the Killhouse map. I'm sorry. Still, my brain is still in the first game, apparently.
I mean, who wouldn't? It was an exciting game.
For sure, the first game was very exciting. Well, we're kind of having a déjà vu so far. We'll see if it continues, or if MAZER actually will take more games during this set than they did in the first game. So we're back to quarterback fallen, and we'll see how Team Flogel approaches that. MAZER did the backstage push very aggressively, very, very fast, catching Team Flogel completely by surprise. They were running around, had to rotate a lot, get shot in the back, stuff like that happened. But at least they did not give them the mob, because Kuko dropped it before running at them one before. Well, we'll see. It seems like Flogel actually wants to take the eco play here and go through lumberyard, splitting up with two people going club and the rest going office, I assume. While Team MAZER is expecting either wall banks or wall charge even through hallway. I think that's probably wall banks though. They want to wall bank through kitchen door for sure, placing a lot of barbed wire in backstage, and in general lock down the southern part of the map. We will see if that works out for them. That's Well, yeah, that's not what Team Flogel did. Team Flogel were spread out of the map, expecting Lumberyard push and whatnot. But we will see if that's if Mesa will place someone in Lumberyard, because they at least have drawings there. It might have someone playing there, maybe also with the mob. Doesn't seem like it. They spawned in and nobody is around there. They have someone on the window in Brick House, three people in backstage and club, and someone sitting in hallway. Actually, 2 club now. They rotated and Umera got back into kitchen, while Roadrunner is sitting in hallway. So we'll see. Is that an eco play? It seems like it's an eco play. 14 Flogels, no charges, no clackers. They're approaching Lumberyard, and that will be free to take because there's no defender there. Tigerman in a dangerous spot though.
They make their way into Lumberyard, approaching the club. They have that Legros stationed right there. Couple shots ring out. Molotov goes out, shutting down the push in the club, but could be looking for that move into office. Office is clear. There's no one to contest that. But I don't think they're going to capitalize on that just yet. Still insistent on that club push. Flash goes out. Multiple flashes go
flashing
out.
from outside. Very nice.
And it is a monsoon of 9mm here, but nothing connecting just yet. They're trying to look for the opening. More mollies, more barbed wire. That is just locked off. They could go for the push into office, but I think it's too late for a rotate that large, to be honest. Shots are exchanged. Again, these wall bangs ring out, but nobody gets tapped. See what they do here.
No damage. Minimal damage on both sides.
Ghetto and Tiga Man making their way in. Molly goes out right on top of them. Ghetto gets scratched up. And they're just playing the long game here. 30 seconds on the clock. They gotta start moving. Some more wall bangs.
Oh, Smith is waiting for Flogel.
Trying to make their way. Flashes go out and they're pushing on. Mace goes down. Def goes down. Roadrunner could be looking for the push in. Goes for the wall bang. Spit trying to clear out Kuko. Kuko goes down. Roadrunner goes down, leading Flogel and Smith, the only ones left. Looking to meet in the middle here.
5 seconds.
Bosper walking against the wall. Smith takes down Flogel, and that will secure the final round for Maces.
That was very close though. That almost worked for Team Flogel here. But in the end, Smith getting the kill here. I think at least I think a triple kill actually in total. He took out Flogel earlier, and then someone else in kitchen as well. So yeah, not a deja vu. We're 4-0 for Mazer now. Now they're dominating. We'll see if they can keep it up. But they struggled way harder. This was way closer than the first 3 rounds when they were on the attack. So yeah, we'll see if Flogel can come back from this. I mean, they ecoed. They did not use any charges, so they still have 3 charges left for the next 2 maps. Maybe they can take advantage of that. We saw a nice outside play by Tigerman, but it took them a lot of time, and in the end, it forced them to rush. Tigerman, what I was trying to explain actually was Tigerman was sitting outside throwing flashbangs on the roof of club, but actually Mesa had retreated at that point already, so it did not do that much. In general, they took a long time. I think Ghetto was picking up the saber and was taking a long time as well, slowed them down a lot, and in the end, they were kind of running out of time, had to play it fast, and made mistakes, and that allowed Mazer to take them out. And now Mazer is ahead 4-0, as I just mentioned. They stole the saber, so they have actually 3 power weapons now, because they did not bring the auto shotgun nor the mob. And but on the other side, Team Flogel, well, they lost their saber, but they still have 3 charges and 2 clackers left, so they might be able to do something with that. We will see. It seems like they want to do the storefront skylight into teller wall charge into storage play. If that succeeds, it's going to be very, very effective. We saw earlier in the second round, in the first set, Team Flogel was cramped around the bomb. If a wall charge goes off there, it could potentially kill 2 people. We'll see. It seems like they're considering at least a double charge play, also breaching bathroom. Remember, they have 3 charges. They can easily do that and still have a door charge and a clacker left for round 6 rather. So we'll see. Team Mazer is setting up, freeze the bathroom, pretty spread out. 2 players in office actually, basically protecting against defending against Arcade. Someone is playing Teller, shooting or Murder with the auto shotgun and Teller. So he might be able to stop the wall charge play. But we have Roadrunner and Smith in bathroom, and they have to stop the bathroom push. We will see if that works out. Flogel and Boss Jr. on the roof.
Appears they're doing double charges here, looking to clack from the roof.
Yeah. Collecting from the roof and then bring the wall charge into storefront. Oh, Molotov.
Molotov, again, the A1 Molotovs all around, shutting down those entryways. And now making their way into tellers. Like you said, that barbed wire could stop the wall push, but it takes them down! Takes down Omerta as they make their way into stores! Frags popping off everywhere! Boscha goes down! Smith takes down Flogel! Mace making his way on a bomb. There's a Ghetto looking for the defuse for the Molly. Smith grabs another Molotov, throws it out right on top of Tijaman. He is cornered. Ghetto and Tijaman are cornered. Smith right there. Mace takes down Ghetto. Flash goes out, makes his way onto the bomb. Looking to clean out Smith. Smith goes down, leaving Mace all on his lonesome. Try and take on the two attackers, Kuko and Tijaman. Looking for the defuse here.
They still have a minute, and Mace is out of HP.
Mace goes down, and that will secure the round for Flogel.
That worked quite well for them, actually. There was a lot of, I think the geometry in that storage is a little weird. I mean, there's this box of stuff right south to the bomb, and there was a lot of players running around very close to each other, not seeing each other, missing shots left and right. I think it's pretty hard to play in that cramped area. Go ahead.
And I actually thought the defenders were going to take that there because it got so choked up at the end. And there was all those Molotovs going out. A Molotov right on top of Tigaman and Ghetto, but
was
nothing there. And unfortunately, the janitor at C-Store clocked out an hour ago, so he's got quite the mess to clock into tomorrow morning.
For sure. But yeah, as I mentioned earlier, that wall charge play can be very strong, and it secured them a kill. It took out a murder, and it also made it really hard to hold that room all of a sudden, and got really, really weird, actually for both teams though. Smith making some sneaky plays before he was eventually taken out. Yeah, but overall, Flogel back in the game, bringing it to a 1-4. So if they winning the last round, they still have a door charge left. They bring it to a 2-4, which makes it possible for them to still win this for sure. They're not quite out yet. If MAZER takes this round though, then it's looking it's looking very grim for Flogel, because then we're 5-1 up for MAZER, and then Flogel has to win a lot of rounds during the second half, and I don't really see that happening. But who knows? We will see. Maybe they can secure this round and even the playing field a little bit. We're back to the huge map, Magnanimous Leopard, with the central office room, and we will see what they do. They have one door charge, so they cannot breach docks, so they might either go storage or fan. But yeah, they did not decide yet. Well, actually, it looks like they're going fan because they have lines on the shelving units, so I guess that's where they go. That's also where MAZER wants to defend, though. Someone is gonna sit on that fan and snipe out and try to shoot them while they're approaching. So that's gonna be interesting to see if it works out in their favor or if they get counter-sniped. I believe MAZER still has the mob here, so actually, I'm not sure. Did you see if they brought the Saber last round? Because they stole it first round. Baja?
Yeah, I'm right here.
Did you see if they brought the Saber last round?
Not sure.
Because
I was paying attention that whole time, but I don't remember them bringing the Saber.
If they didn't, then they have two snipers now, and that could be very, very hard.
Yeah, long range angles, don't even try.
Actually, you know what? They don't have one player on that fan. They have potentially two players now. Okay, never mind. Roadrunner rotated, so they have Mace with the mob on fan. Doesn't seem like they're bringing the Saber, so they either did not have enough ammunition or they used it last round. I'm not sure. But,
and we know how lethal Mace is with that mop. Takes that shot, misses it. We could have been looking at an early pick here. They make their way towards fan
against Tigaman with the KR. Okay, now approaching.
Looking for some boom here. The charge is applied. Just waiting for everybody to stack up.
think they're waiting for Ghetto to get in flashbang position. Omerta on the shelving
Here we
unit.
go. They're making their way in. Flashes out. Smokes out. Omerta goes down on the bridge. Mace goes down as well. Double kill by Floggle. Trade between Roadrunner and Tiga Man as Smit tries to make his way onto site. Shelving is clear. But let's see what they do here. Floggle goes down. Kuko looking for the pick. Takes down Smit. Def goes down as well. And that will secure the first round for Floggle.
Very strong push. Floggle here with the triple kill, followed up by a double kill by Kuko after Floggle got taken out by Smit. Yeah, it was just a strong push. They took the fan. Omerta did go down early after he missed his sniper shot and got some counter damage there by Tiga Man, and was then taken out on the shelving unit, and that allowed Team Floggle to just take control over the factory area, basically, completely ignoring the northern part of the map. And well, winning their 1v1s, winning their long range battles, and just taking the round here. There was not much to it. Nice outside flashbangs there by Ghetto. He missed the frag actually, that bounced back at him, but he did not take damage there, I believe. But yeah, still, can be pretty annoying to get flashed through the window in your back while you're defending in the other direction. So that's definitely always worth a consideration. But now we're in the second half, and as this game goes, we have three new maps. But at this time, Team Floggle attacks first, and MAZER attacks last. So Team Floggle again on the attack with a new set of maps. We're on Blue Hope, a breezeway map, with a bomb in breezeway. Holy moly, this is gonna be interesting. There are windows from the club stage onto the bomb side though, so that's a very interesting positioning. So club is very important to be able to defuse the bomb, and then you also obviously can shoot from kitchen, from lockers. Yeah, the breezeway is interior though, so there's the only way to get there is from inside basically. So that's one hell of a map for sure. We'll see how the teams what plans the teams come up with on this one. Seems like Floggle wants to come from lockers, which means they're probably gonna breach office, I assume, judging by their drawings, and also want to take club apparently. MAZER is considered about a kitchen play actually, defending club. I mean, as long as they hold club, they can hold breezeway. They're placing some barbed wire and are repositioning themselves. We have one player playing reception in case they're taking the free entry, but I don't think that's what's happening. And the rest is basically in club for the most part. Macing on the window with the mob again, but I don't think that mob's gonna get much use, but I might be wrong. We will find out. Team Floggle is approaching office.
Charge is applied. We're just waiting for the cue, I guess. Flash ready. Flashes go out. Smit with nowhere to go, makes his way back in the club. Tita Man goes down. Molly's. Kuko goes down as well. Floggle trying to make his way to backstage, maybe leading the charge here. Ghetto stuck out in the open. Floggle goes down by Mace with the mop shot. And now Boss trying to make his way back to Ghetto. Again, trying to call for those wall bangs. Mace right there with the shot. Could be looking for the second pick here. Ghetto approaches Smit. Smit goes down. Ghetto has cleared out office. This could be the opening that he needs. As they meet back in the middle, Roadrunner gets a decent amount of shots onto Foster.
They still have a minute. They can take it slow, but they have to make a move.
Yep, Ghetto making his way back in the office. Now that he has that cleared off. Ghetto still has a frag, so we can easily toss that into lockers and clear out those two defenders. And another mob shot on the Boss Jr. Makes his way on the club, takes him down, and that will secure the second round of the set for MAZER.
That frag almost got Mace there, I believe. No, actually, Roadrunner. Mace took some damage as well, though. Yeah, you take that back. Mace gets a double kill with the mob here, so he could get some use out of it. But basically, this round was won by Omerta and Death. locking down the long angle on the red door there into office, which completely stopped the attacker push, and they got multiple kills through that door. That was not good for Flogel. They would have needed the smoke there to lock off that sign line, but they didn't bring one, I believe, and therefore could not secure that round for them. That brings MAZER on 5 points. That brings them on almost a tie, like a guaranteed tie. If MAZER wins one more round, they cannot lose the match anymore. They still can tie it, but they can't lose it anymore if they win one more round. And it might be this one. We're on the Sea Storm map again. It's called X Sword, and it has interior shutters. These maps today, so many unique elements. Interior shutters in Teller, actually. This is nuts. So you can press the button in Teller, which opens up another path in and out of Teller. But apparently what is going to happen here, MAZER is expecting Team Flogel to go through Arcade wall charging into Teller. What is actually going to happen is Team Flogel going through storage and wall charging into Teller. So probably not going to make much of a difference, but we will see. Depending on how MAZER decides to defend against that, it might work or not. Flogel also wants to. Oh, they found a nice interior door charge or door shot, like door breach spot again. If you shoot open, actually, this is a nasty spot. So if you're next to Shed, you can open. Like Shed is supposed to be a wall charge spot, right? Giving you access to office and storage. But instead, you can use a shotgun, shoot the green door, shoot the red door from inside, and opening office for free. So that's what's going to happen here.
That is brilliant.
That's an interesting one for sure. We will see if they manage to get into Teller, pinging up shutters though, because that's what they want to do. Daph has the auto shotgun. Mace brings them up on C-Store. They're bringing all guns here. And Team Flogel is on the go, splitting up and setting up the charge.
Let's just see if they have the range to pull off this Shed push, because I think the shotgun can pull it off, but you never know with.
It can. The center pallet of the shotgun is completely precise and doesn't have.
All right.
You can open it from.
They've opened it.
Yep.
Molly goes out. I don't think they realize that office is open as well. Wall charge goes out of storage. Flogel makes his way. Flogel goes down. Waiting for the opening here. 2 mollies on Arcade where I'm assuming they want to go. Omerta goes down and they're pushing into Tellers. Gonna clear that out. They hit the Tellers. Foster can push in, but he doesn't. Smoke goes out on the door to Tellers. And Ghetto looking for that defuse. Should be going for it here. A lot of stuff happening really quick. How is the defuse happening when there's nobody on the bomb? I think the game is glitching out because there's still stuff happening. Mace takes down Bosture. Tinker Man takes down Mace, and there are no attackers left. I have no idea what's going on. it keeps saying that the guy's defusing, but there's nobody there.
There was someone for a second. Maybe a glitch out for you. I don't know.
Yeah, just like
Team Flogel.
Yeah.
Team Flogel coming up with a strong plan here and executing it fairly well, getting the wall charge into storage, into Teller of Flogel himself rushing into Teller, bringing up the shutters, completely denying storefront for the defenders with Cuckoo sitting outside with the Saber. At the same time, I believe it was Tigerman and someone else, maybe Ghetto, pushing Office and putting Roadrunner into a bad position there. And yeah, that was well executed. And if the shutters are open and the bombs in storefront, it's always really hard for the defenders to do anything. And it showed. It totally showed. They did not, like, a good counter to that is usually to take out power before the shutters go up. But they were not in time to do that. They brought down power eventually, but realized it's too late and turned it on again, because otherwise they just give the Saber a huge advantage. So you don't want to do that for sure. But it was not enough for the defenders. Not even close. Flogel's taking this round very confidently, bringing it up to a 3-5. They're still behind, but this is still very much doable. We're on the last round of the third set. They have the Saber still. This is a factory map.
Very weird bomb site.
Yeah, for sure. The defenders lost both their power weapons, and I think the attackers still have one door charge, I believe. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they
this
have.
map is
Yeah, they got 2 of them.
well, 2 of them actually. Did they equal the first round? They might have.
I'm trying to think here. Yeah, they did the first round.
Okay, so they still have 2 door charges. We're on Juno Pegasus, which has the bomb on catwalk between the 2 offices. Interesting. Then we have the fan, which leads to a shelving unit in service, only accessible from the fan. Oh no, actually, never mind. It's accessible from West Office as well. So that works. That works as well. But yeah, that seems also what Team Flogel wants to do. They want to go through fan on the shelving unit, breaching into West Office and splitting up from fan and taking service and just taking the bomb from there, basically ignoring southern part of the map for the most part. It's also what MAZER expects here, though, kind of. A lot of red lines drawing around that fan. Not sure what they're supposed to mean, actually. We'll find out shortly, I believe. They cannot get up there. Oh, like, wait, they can. They can from West Office. So they might go there. I don't know. We'll find out. They're definitely looking for angles to hold it. Are a little bit concerned from storage. It's interesting. MAZER has an interesting drawing style because they're actually not so much drawing what they're doing. They're always drawing the lines they expect the attackers to draw themselves. Basically, they're drawing arrows where the attackers will go. So that's kind of interesting. Makes it kind of confusing to read as a spectator. But yeah, Omurda is on that fan trying to get some shots off with the Gruber. Got some damage on Flogel, but now has to retreat. Smoke going off, breach going off, and they're going in. Flogel with the auto shotgun, actually.
MAZER raining shots down on Flogel, but Flogel has that auto shotty, like you said, pushing into storage. Posture goes down, and now Flogel making his way on the dock with the auto shotty. He'll get to shred some defenders here. Tigerman with the AR makes his way on, takes down Smith. Flogel pushing onto the bomb. Rope Runner right there with the shotgun, misses his shot. Flogel takes him down. He's got the bomb, it's secure. And here, Flogel making his way into West Office. Def goes down as well, leaving Omerta all on his lonesome to try and secure the last of this round. Omerta can be trying to bait somebody out. Tigerman right there. He takes down Tigerman, but he goes down. And Juno Pegasus is property of Flogel.
Juno Pegasus sounds like the name of a rock band from the 80s. I love it.
I might have missed something, but I cannot really follow the line of thought by MAZER here. They turned off power on a defense, even though the attackers have at least the Saber. And I mean, they lost the previous round, so they for sure didn't have any night vision. They threw some flares. Apparently, they thought they have the advantage with that, but I believe Team Flogel probably brought NVGs and the Saber, so I'm not sure what the point of taking power there was on the defender side. And in the end, it did not work out for them at all, whatever their plan was with it, bringing us in a very similar situation as the first game, which was 4-5, and now we're 5-4. So it's exactly flipped around. As a reminder, the first game was tied with MAZER taking 2 of their last 3 attacking rounds, and now they only have to take 1 to get to 6 points. We will see if they manage to get 2 again and securing the game and the match for them, or if Flogel can turn this around, either tying or actually winning the match. We will find out. I mean, this is still completely open. Both teams can lose this match. It's 5-4. The first game was a tie. This can go either way. MAZER in the advantage here, and so far they had more success on attack, for sure. I think they won 8 out of their 9 attack rounds so far. So looking good for them right now. They only have to win 2 more to win the game, or 1 more to tie it, the match.
They seem to ace attack every time.
Yep.
That seems to be their home field.
Yeah. The only round they lost was the last set in the first game. They lost 1 round in that, and that's it. I think the last one actually, where Flogel tied the game. So we will see. We will see. This round might bring us onto match point. We'll find out. We're on Blue Hope again with the breezeway bomb. Seems like MAZER wants to take the eco play here. Actually, no. I remember now. Flogel did not eco. They pushed through office, so they only had 1 door left, but it didn't make much of a difference in the last round. Anyway, seems like MAZER wants to take the eco play here. There are lots of windows to take angles, lots of windows to move through, so this might work out for them. And Flogel has the auto shotgun here on Tigerman, and waiting for them to do to come through kitchen, but they're not going to do that. Smith waiting on the green window, waiting for the rotation, opening the door behind Tickerman, and the rest is moving into reception.
Thank you very much. And they are making their way through reception, like you said, approaching kitchen with the double barbed wire. They make their way out of lockers. Foster there with the Igpar. He goes down. Roadrunner might have gotten tagged by that frag, but now they're making their way on a breezeway. Ghetto goes down. Floggle on that window with the KR. Flash goes out. He retreats. Smoke goes out on the window. Very smart decision. Kuko takes down Omerta as they're trying to make their way back. Kuko, I'm not sure he's going to get there in time. He takes down Roadrunner. Smith should be looking to seal off the defuse here. Mace covering for him. Smith goes down. Mace takes down Kuko. All defenders are down, and the round belongs to Macius.
If Flogel would not have died, this would have been very different. But with Flogel going down, like if Flogel would have still been on that window, then they could have pincered them from lockers and club. But with Flogel going down, it was all down to Kuko, and that was not enough. Even though Kuko, again with the triple kill, Kuko definitely being the MVP for Team Flogel today, in my opinion, getting so many kills, especially with the Saber and with Saber and long range weapons in general. But it was not quite enough, and that means Team MAZER cannot lose this match anymore, because they cannot lose this game anymore. They have 6 points. We're on match point. If MAZER takes the next round, they win the match, securing 2 points for their team. If they lose the next round, it's going down for the last round. We'll find out. We're going back to the C-Store map. So it's getting really intense now. MAZER ecoed, so they still have 3 charges and 2 clackers left. I think they also just stole the auto shotgun. So that's going to be rough for Flogel, for sure. They're definitely at a disadvantage here. In general, as I said, MAZER being very strong on the attack. We'll find out if it's enough, or if Flogel can make the miracle happen here. And potentially, I mean, they cannot win the match anymore, but they can still tie it. They have to win 2 more rounds to tie it and securing their team a point. We'll find out if they can make that happen. We're back to Ake's sword. Team Flogel is expecting the tele push. Plans to put down barbed wire there. It seems like that's what MAZER wants to do as well. They're drawing lines through the interior shutters there. Not quite sure how they're thinking they're going to get there. We will find out. It's also interesting that it's actually double shutters, like as it would be preventing a wall charge, but it's not, because you can still wall charge right next to it. It's so weird.
Yeah, it's pretty much useless to wall charge that.
Yeah, you can just wall charge next to it. I mean, I don't know. The only thing it prevents is doing like a door charge to get an angle, which would actually be interesting. I think if I would have designed this map, I would have only done 1 shutter there. But maybe there's a reason to it I'm missing, so who knows. Anyway, before I continue dumping on our level designers, because I shouldn't do that. Love you, Sandwich. This is C-Store is probably a sandwich map. It seems like MAZER wants to take a double charge play. No double charge play. They want to open up office from Shed as well, as Team Flogel did, and at the same time breed. Wait. They want to. They're not. They have 2 lines there. They have a line for the store charge, wall charge play, which they have to go through office for. Interesting. But they also have a line drawn on the storefront. So either they're expecting to get into tether, pull up the shutters, and opening storefront, or they're debating on maybe this is just going to be a door charge.
Yeah, maybe Def is just going to to be at the storefront.
Oh, they're actually going for storage, so they changed the plan.
Just going for storage.
Whatever,
Wall charge applied.
Completely. It's fine.
An air of desperation for Flogel as they make their way into tellers. They open the shutters. Bostard goes down. Omerta goes down. And here we go. This is it. Flogel takes down Roadrunner. Flogel goes down by Mace. And Kuko with that mop, nowhere to go. Finds himself stuck between Mace. Kuko goes down. Ghetto is the last line of defense. Runs out to the open. Takes down Mace. Will he do it?
So much damage! Both super low HP!
Punch tellers. They're both lit. Well, let's see what they do here. And he goes down. MAZER setting the tone, proving they're the best in the business by securing this game, the first game of the DPL.
Game, set, and match for MAZER, securing the second game 7-4. Wow. Wow, that was so close, though. This could have gone very, very different. Kuko landed the shot with the mob on Mace, but only body shot, bringing him down to 15 HP, rushing him with the pistol, somehow not getting the kill there, and then it's been taken out. And that just was one of the reasons I lost the round. But yeah, wow. That could have gone the other way. But Team Flogel definitely showing today, proving today, they are worth being in the upper league. They lost this match, but this was against MAZER, the strongest contender right now for sure, and they did not go down in shame. They tied the first game very, very strong and won 4 very strong rounds in the second game. In the end, MAZER takes it, but only with 1 win, 1 tie, so they're only getting 2 points, not 3. This is not the full victory for them, losing 1 point to Team Flogel here in the first week. Still, MAZER winning, so they're for now top team right now because no other team has played yet. We'll see. Probably not going to be top team after tomorrow, though, because we have 3 more matches to go, and I expect at least one of these matches, if not 2, to actually secure 3 points for one of the teams. But we'll find out. I might be wrong. Anyway, I have a good announcement, good surprise for all of you. We're gonna give away 3 due process game keys, full game keys. We can give them away because we just got, the DPL got accepted into this due process partner program. So we just got some keys thrown from Smith, who actually just watched playing. So there's that. Yeah, you will be able to win 3 due process keys. All you have to do is to type in the keyword exclamation mark key without a space, and you will be eligible for a key. We will give out 3. I think you have to probably re-sign for all 3 giveaways, and there will be with a minute in between. So yeah, good luck with that. You can take that key if you have the game already. You can give it to a friend, or give it away yourself, or whatever you want to do with it. And that was an exciting match, but we're set for the next one. But that's going to be enough from me and Baja. So do you have any last words, Baja, before we leave and get these other casters in who will cast the second match for today?
I sure do. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in. Stay tuned and stay prepared for more high-octane DPL action. You all have a very nice day.
For sure. So yeah, don't go anywhere. We're gonna have the next match, SPG.
We're all having strokes here.
Totally. Right after this one, and we will having Shark and Spooky to be your casters. So yeah, as I said, don't go anywhere. And tomorrow, 1 hour earlier than today, so 1 p.m. EST, will be Spooky and Zombie casting Team Momentum versus BTG, followed by Fierce versus SH Esports, casted by Shark and Zombie. So yeah, we're probably gonna give more keys away over the weekend, so look out for that. And I'm TH Pine. I'm super thankful you're all here. Big thanks to the team. Big thanks to the teams, the team, DPL team, and the teams that are playing. Oh god, this is confusing.
It's okay.
Thanks to you all for watching. This has been the first match. I'm TH Pine. This was Baja. This was
from our home to yours. Good night.
Good night. Well, don't go anywhere. Not good night yet.
Yeah.
Bye.
Good night from us. Goodbye. Goodbye.
For sure.